Hi, this is Brad Weston. I'm one of the owners of API Marketing, and I'm here to talk to you about Web2Print. Well, what is Web2Print? Well, it's a more significant way of ordering printing from an online solution. Your company branded information is intact, and it's really easy to use. There's email links walking through the whole steps. You can do all kinds of things with the Web2Print. But there's more than one type of Web2Print. There's Web2Public, there is Web2Private, and there is Web2Publish. Now, in the Web2Public, this is going to be your retail sites, the Vistaprints, USA Direct. They're all good for the consumers, but there's a couple of hidden problems in there that really might not fit the business market. The problems to resolve take a long time to do it. Sometimes you have to reorder your product and then worry about solving the problem later. You can't really talk to anybody. That's email only. Sometimes it takes weeks for people to get back to you. And in some of these sites, there's actually hidden cost involved, like a membership fee. Now, Web2Public works really well for large companies. General Electric, Sears, Roebuck, all those companies might have their own branded, specific website for their print ordering. Now, their collateral is dealing with thousands of items, and they're dealing with very specific things, but it costs thousands and thousands to build a site and get it where they want to be. And then you got Web2Publish. That's going to be our own direct mail. We do our own digital printing. We do our own offset printing. We do our own wide format banner printing. We do inserting. We do all of those things right here in our plant. We don't ship anything out. So if there's a problem and it needs to be solved, we can solve it right here anytime we need to. But what we're trying to do also, when you update equipment, there's nothing like showing the old motor to a new customer and that motor's not available anymore. So the Web2Publish is a good thing if you've got a manufacturing operation. But what makes the special with API Marketing and their Web2Print? Well, we can set up an item really quickly for almost little or no cost. Set up the item for you. You can utilize all the positives of Web2Print. You can order 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and none of the negatives. We're here on the problem solving. We answer our emails. We're here. You can call us on the phone. We're located in Auburn, California, and we can handle all your needs and handle it specifically. So anything that happens while you're doing the process, we can solve the problem. We can tailor specific items for your library work that is only available to you, that you are the only ones that see them. Plus, you also have the ability to share in the public or shared items that anybody can use. So those would be like a standard flyer or an envelope that you might not have in your library, but you need to add that item to what you need to buy. So there's over 100 items in the shared library that you could order as well. Everything is done in one facility. Our plant is in Auburn, California, like I said. We do our own direct mail, we do our own digital printing, we do our own offset printing, we do our own wide format banner printing, we do inserting. We do all of those things right here in our plant. We don't ship anything out. So if there's a problem and it needs to be solved, we can solve it right here anytime we need to. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to drive the use of online ordering to minimize the touches so that the order can get in, approved, and processed real quickly. And the easiest thing is we can start with just one or two items. We don't have to do every product in your collateral for your company. We can just start with one or two items that you order regularly and see how that works out for you. But first, let's talk briefly about what a workflow looks like. Well, traditional workflow, company might have somebody in there that needs to place an order for some printed collateral. They're going to go to a purchasing agent. They're going to go to a printing company with an estimator or CSR that's going to work a price for them. They're going to approve it and say okay. They're going to go into the design department, back to the CSR, back to the company, and so forth. And you can see all these touches as they go through. Then it goes into production, gets finalized by the design department, goes on press, digital or offset, shipped and processed, ready for delivery. 16 times. That's 16 times if it's a 250 business cards, if it's 500 envelopes, if it's 10,000 16-page catalogs. All those touches happen on every single order. But let's see what a web to print looks like. It's much faster and easier. You can go online, place the order on the internet. We can have it set for approval, so it goes to the purchasing department to approve the order. They come back and tell us it's a go. We go right on to press. It goes right in the mail, or however we arrange for the delivery. It's that simple. Less touches saves money. But who should be using web to print? Well, companies with multiple locations that have customized material, but they have to have a centralized branded model that everything has to be. So you can select your location, have it pre-populated with the address information for that location. Real easy way to do it. Government's a good one as well. Municipalities and counties, they need to utilize this stuff because they've got lots of employees that are ordering, and the ordering process is slow and laborious. This gets it through really quick. Associations, the association members can have access to certain collateral for the association, but the association can keep it up, keep the clearinghouse of all the most current documents they need to have, but individual members of the association can order it. Certainly companies with a large amount of employees, that's going to work out real well as well, because then you can have several people placing orders, not just one person, not bogging them down with proofing and going back and forth. You can have as many people as you want placing the orders, but you have the control of it if you want to a certain amount that they can order, and that information goes back up to the purchasing department. Certainly manufacturers, as we touched on with Mercury Marine, if you make something or you have a service that you distribute to resellers, you can control the branding and what it looks like. You can have the latest and greatest brochure that's set up there, and they can just kind of do their personalized imprint of their information. Real estate agents and brokers, homes are selling right now, back and forth. The real estate people want to advertise that they're actually selling a particular home in a neighborhood. They can get online, create a real simple postcard or flyer, and distribute that to people in the neighborhood to help show that they're actually doing their job in the real estate. Trade shows, another great example of utilizing web to print. You're spending thousands of dollars a lot of times setting up and being a part of a trade show, whether it's your booth or flying people in, whatever it is. Similarly, you want to have the latest and great products ready for you. So a few days before the trade show, you can pick out the products that you want to have, pick out the quantities, and have them shipped directly to the trade show, so they're waiting when you start setting up your booth. Franchises, again, is another really good example of how web to print can work for you and work effectively, is that the franchise corporation controls the brand, what it looks like, yet the individual franchisees can do special pricing. They can do information about their location, whatever they might want to do, they can add that to it based on your approval. But why now? Why would you want to use web to print now? Well, certainly today's executives, both in the government and private sector, they're asked to do more with less. And like everything, they got less time to produce it, and certainly it's going to be on a smaller budget. So that's why now. That's why it's important now to do web to print. But you can keep in mind there are some hidden costs in printing that web to print helps solve those problems. 13 cents on the dollar. That's all that it costs to print a piece. The rest of the money is in administrative costs, graphic design, warehousing, distribution, and obsolete inventory. So there's a lot of stuff that's thrown away when it comes to the hidden cost of the printing dollar. And that's where web to print comes in to play. Yes, we're going to save you some money on the actual printing cost, but more than that, we're going to save you, the user, a lot of time in prepping and preparing these orders. It's just going to be a few clicks online. You view your proof online and off and ready to go. So why use web to print? Let's review these things. Quick ordering process. The old saying about time being money, yep, that's it. You're going to be able to order quicker, just a few clicks. It's real easy to do, and you proof it right then on the spot. It's approved, and you don't need to touch it again. Next thing you know, there your product comes delivered to you. Decentralized ordering, centralized control. This is great, where you can have different people, different locations, can actually get online and order printing, but you can control everything. That means that every printed order that goes through first goes to the corporate headquarters of the purchasing department to approve it. So if somebody can't go online and order 1 million business cards, you have the ability to approve every single order if you choose to before we actually do production. So we send you an email and you have to approve it if you want. Brand control. Certainly if you've got variable items, variable data on your items, and you want to have the dealers or your different locations be able to change some of the pricing, yet you want to maintain the look and feel and control of your brand. That's really critical today. That's an important part of what your marketing strategy should be, is controlling your brand. Faster turnaround. Certainly with Web2Print, most of the things are on digital, some of them are on offset, but it bypasses the whole front end of having to get approval, go back and forth, and go through the whole thing. Pricing's all preset and agreed upon. The proof you see live on the screen after you pick your item and make your changes to it, and it's approved right there. It goes right off into production to be done. So faster deliveries on all of that. And certainly save money on warehousing and obsolete inventory. All those things are kind of a thing of the past when you're utilizing Web2Print, because you only order what you need. So let's see how a Web2Print site actually works. So here we are. We're reached our landing page. I went through the login process and I've come across my demo site, Equine Vineyards. This brings together a couple of my passions, my horse and the love of red wine. So I put the two together to make a fictitious company called Equine Vineyards. Now you can see at the bottom there are several different items that are within Equine Vineyards branding, and I'm going to go through and order a business card right now. As you can see here, it's got the information for the business card and where everything's going to be. The paper's already selected, the ink color, all of those things. We can set up different quantities, whatever fits you. We can pick those quantities that you want to order, several different items that are variable within this. But what we want to do is we want to show how the variable works and how important and impressive and fast it gets accomplished. So you can see here in red the items that can be changed: the name, the title, phone 1, phone 2, and the email address. Those items can be changed. And I'm going to go up here and do that right now. So we're going to do Gil Watson. So that's a make-believe guy, and we're going to make Gil the director of wine sales. Now, Gil's got a different phone number, so he is at 530, but it's 885-9674, which is our office number. And he's going to use his cell phone. Another choice here, 906-1234. So he selected his phone numbers. He doesn't have an extensions, but we're going to put a brand on the edge of the phone number. So phone number 1 is going to be the main number, and phone 2 is cell or mobile. Now all these things are easy to add on, so you can limit them to what you want to do. But this one's just going to show the sales and the mobile, and his email address is going to be Gil W. So it's as simple as that. You just change those items in there, and boom, there's your card. You can see all the information that you've changed. You can approve it right on the spot, make sure that the spelling is correct and all the information is correct, and just proceed on with the order, and then you're off and running. It's as simple as that. No extra steps. You can do it anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now I'm going to come back to the main site again and look at a couple other things that are available. Now, we talked about the shared items. So under digital, there's flyers, there's digital forms, there's postcards, there's business cards, there's brochures, there's tickets. So any of these things you can add on to purchase. Now these are just generic sizes, so everybody's going to see these items. Everybody's going to see the postcard items that have the different sizes on it, but only you are going to see your site. So this particular site is not shared. This is available only to you. So this is just a sampling of the fast, easy way that it works. So let's continue on with the video. Alright, so now we've seen how it actually works. So what are some of the items that it can be used for? That's a little bit different than what we might have seen in the demo. Well, you can use it for flyers, for labels, promotional products, anything that you want to do. CDs, kitting, if you've got several pieces to go together, all kinds of ways you can use the web to print. It's kind of up to you as to what you want to deploy into the system. So what else? Just to review what some of the other things that it can do. You can have order tracking, so you can know where your items are in the shipping process. You've got history for reorders. It's just a click away, so if you need to reorder the same items, you just go into search, call out that item, and it'll be right there. Authorization prior to orders, which is an important part of it, so that just anybody that has access to the portal and to your division, they can't just automatically order. You can set it up so that there's a corporate approval before any order actually gets done. Soft proofs, you're seeing it online right at the time that you're doing it. And also you got the ability to do a hard proof if you want to. There's an additional cost, but you can do a hard proof as well. And you can upload mailing lists. So if you have a collaborative effort that you're putting together that has a print and a mail product, we can do that all through the same system. And like I mentioned, you add hard copy proofs if you want them. Secure credit card gateway, so anything, if you're on a credit card account versus an open account, it's very secure in making your payments. And certainly, like I said, is that on approval of credit, we can do open accounts where we just send you an invoice just exactly as we've been doing it in the past for you. Or if you're a new customer, if you can go through the credit approval, you can get on open account without any problem at all. There's so many possibilities. All you have to do is ask, and we're ready here to help you. But why API marketing? Again, we're brick and mortar. We're right here in Northern California. We've been around for 65 years. You can see in that picture it's got our old logo. That was Auburn Printers. We're much more than just a printing company. That's why we changed it to API marketing. Cutting edge technology. We've invested consistently in the new technology that's out there, the most advanced systems, the most advanced software that's available. Not to work harder, but to work smarter. And we have variable data with the digital printing. We can do from 1 to 500,000 variable images. We can create custom personalization for you on any of your products. Again, we're a single source. We've got digital presses. We have small offset presses. We have large offset presses. So no matter what you need to have it done, it'll fit part of the equipment that we're there. And we have all of the finishing in-house. A lot of times that we're doing mailing and printing at the same time on the same project. Also have the inserting capability. And you don't have to wait for a mail house. So we all know all the pre-sort rules, everything to do to send it out. So that's why, but the most important is our staff. We're dedicated to making sure that you get what you need when you want it. So what's the next step? Well, first off, there's no charge for co-branded site, no setup monthly fee. All you have to do is ask for the item. We'll build it for you, and all we ask is that you use it. So we'll look at the items and how it fits to your company. Some items fit real well. Some items that you might need to have printed don't fit as well, but we can review all those items with you. We can get you in touch with a customer service specialist. We'll be able to fit the web to print to exactly what your needs are. We'll verify the approximate number of times you order, so we want to know how many times approximately a particular item is ordered each year. The quantities that you do, we'll be able to put all those within your portal so that you can order the quantities based on how you want to do it. We'll do the layout, get final approval for the variable for each of the items. The simple items can be ready in just about a week after we get started on the thing. We set up your login, you start running in a test mode on each of the items, make sure everything's what you want it to be, and then you're off to the races. You flip a switch and you're ready to start ordering. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 888-282-8764. And once again, thank you very much.